Hi everyone, I'm Kent Louie, science teacher and talking head, talking about science education and broadcasting from beautiful Vancouver, Canada. This is episode 105. Now, have you ever needed your students to come to class having done a little bit of research ahead of time? Perhaps for like a debate on genetics, or maybe you have a time dedicated in class to sharing on a tough topic, like reconciliation, for example. I have done this myself, and not all students do their research, or if they do end up doing this research, many of the same conclusions are brought up time and again because everyone has read from the same text. But recently, I used something called the HERE method with my students when we're talking about reconciliation for our National Day for Truth and Reconciliation here in Canada. And I was surprised that almost all my students had something meaningful to bring to our discussion. Our discussion was diverse because students drew from a variety of sources, and I'll tell you more about the HERE method in a second. But before I continue, handouts for this episode are available at realsciencechallenge.com/EP105, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now, quick shout out to my friend Loyal Chow, who gave me the HERE method. Now, one reason the HERE method works so well is because it allows for a variety of entry points for students to approach a topic. For any given topic, some students know a whole bunch already, while others are kind of like just starting. They don't actually have the basics yet. Thus, when we're looking at research, a beginner learner may rely on general videos and websites, that provide basic knowledge, while a more advanced student may look to podcasts, books, more specific videos from experts. The HERE method allows for this variety because at the end of the day, all we want is to help students enter any topic from wherever their learning journey is. All right? So here's how it works. When it comes to research for any given topic, I allow students to access any form of credible research. Credible, that is, all right? This allows students to jump into a topic through any entry point they feel comfortable, okay? However, for the text, video, podcast, etc. website that they choose, students need to follow this method. Number one, they have to highlight something that stands out to them, something that jumps out to them, okay? This could be like a sentence from the text, it could be a passage, it could be a part of the video, it could be a scene or picture, whatever. They gotta highlight something and write that down, all right? This is what jumped out to me. Next, they have to, I got it here, they have to explain what that quote means. Whatever jumps out to them, explain it to me. Give it some context. Okay, for example, what did people believe before what this person said is true? And what did people believe now that this new piece of information has come to light? That should go into the explanation. All right? Next, after the explanation, they need to apply it to their own lives. What does this passage mean to me? This is what I want students to do. All right, so again, highlight what jumps out at me, explain, provide some context, apply. And finally, I want students to respond to what they learned. Information without action is dead. I want students to say, now that I know better, I'm gonna do better, and this is what I'm gonna do. So I want them to write like a call to action of what they're gonna do now that they know what they know. All right, here's a sample of the assignment that I gave students for our discussion on reconciliation. Okay, so I provide students with a couple of links that will provide them with some basic information about reconciliation. Then, for students to go further, I ask them to find credible articles, videos, and podcasts to read, watch, and listen to. Okay, finally, after they've done that, they use the HERE method and apply to those readings, all right, or whatever they chose, right? This is exciting, right? Because this is what one of my students wrote. Okay, I covered his name on top, right? But he did an amazing job, okay? This student furthered their understanding of reconciliation by studying or learning more about Indigenous Sign Language. Yes, it's a thing. Okay? He explains how, just like regular language, Indigenous languages, right? Indigenous Sign Language is being lost. Right? This is due to colonialism and just because it's not spoken as much anymore. And he decided to tie in the topic of reconciliation and like loss of culture through this example of culture, which is Indigenous Sign Language. And I think this is so cool because this is a different lens, a different way into approaching the same topic, right? And I believe this method, this here method, would work for any discussion topic in science. You know, think about genetics, think climate change, think reproductive rights. You know, some of the big debates in science class. All right, and you can enter it through any entry point. So I encourage you, give here method a try with your students. That's it for this episode. Please smash the like or subscribe button or leave a comment below. Handouts once again are realsciencechallenge.com/EP105. Thanks for watching. Now let's talk science education again soon.